What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to another episode of Play to Win. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I initiate counter-attacks and get away with outlet balls from defensive situations. So as you can see here, I use the radar quite a lot and I always look for the outlet ball to the two strikers because quite often they drop into some nice space when they drop deep after a defence, and you use the square ball just to loft it up to them. And it gives you the option now, you can either play the 1-2 through ball with the other striker, or you can turn and make the run and try and go on a skill run or something. And this just shows you, before we get into the actual gameplay and the clips, just how I start my attacks with this team in particular, because I don't have any skillers in this team, so I don't really look to make those crazy good skill runs. But as you can see, every single time I've got the ball in a defensive situation, I initiate the counter attack in literally just 1 or 2 passes. You get the ball with your defenders, you pass it straight up to that striker, and look here again, like we pass it into the striker. I've now got options of 3 passes. I can pass to the 2 centre midfielders or the striker, or I can turn around and make the run onto goal. And I just want to show this bit as well here, where if the defender backs off, as you can see, the defender that's marking me on the halfway line there, he backs off and he backs off and he continues to back off. And now at this point, guys, as the clip stops again, we've now built an attack. So we're now in a position where we can go on and either make some nice passes, have a long shot, or whatever happens. Just want to show here, sometimes there's not an outlet ball. As you can see here, the 2 defenders have marked the 2 attackers have marked the 2 passing options to the 2 defenders. So we're just going to head back to the keeper, pass it back to the keeper, the safest place, and then we can initiate the attack once again. It's not always going to be a point where your striker is going to be available. If you bring them back sometimes, you know, or if you play one attacker, I don't think this really is an option for you. This is a good reason why I like 2 strikers, because as you can see in every single clip we got here, guys, I nearly end up scoring from a couple of these counter attacks. And you'll see in the clips where I do score goals that it again is created from the defensive, like basically a defensive position, where I just make 1 or 2 passes up to the strikers, and then we're in an attacking position. And this last clip here from Sturridge, and nearly score, don't end up scoring. But hopefully that helps you out, guys, because a lot of people ask, how do I get into positions and stuff? And basically the computer does a lot of the work for you, in the sense that the positioning of the players is always, probably not always, but a lot of the time, the best it can be. So always look for that outlet ball and use your radars, guys. I can't express enough how important the radar is. There's so many times where I've got the ball on one wing or the other wing, and the radar is there showing like 2 or 3 players free on the other side of the field. And people that don't use the radar will try and run down the wing and cross, or try and do a skill move, or cut inside and shoot, when really a simple cross-field ball could switch the play, and all of a sudden you're in a very, very strong position. Again, just one of the attacking points is be comfortable on the ball. And if they're pressing you, if they're containing you and sending that player to you straight away, just keep the possession, guys. Keep passing the ball around, and eventually a gap will open up. But if they're the sort of people that stand off, like this guy that I'm playing here, he stood off me quite a lot. If they're standing off, just walk up the field with the ball. You know, you've got a lot of time on the ball, and if they do start pressing you and do dive in for a tackle, you can quite easily just pass it off to a teammate. And it's so easy to find where your teammates are by using the radar. And if you use a formation that you're comfortable with, you will find that you know kind of where your players are already. So a lot of people ask me why I continue to use the 4-4-2. I really enjoy it. A lot of people don't enjoy the 4-4-2, and that's absolutely okay. But if you like a formation that you use a lot, you'll know where your outlet balls are going to be all the time. For me, Sturridge and Agbonlahor are there 100% of the time for that outlet ball, and on the odd occasion they're not there, just pump it up there anyway and clear the defensive situation. You don't want to be trying to dribble the ball out. You don't want to be trying to pass the ball between your defenders when you've got 3, 4, 5 attackers on you. And it's not just true from the heart of the defence either. As you saw there, like even when you've got the ball in the midfield, that the strikers drop deep into the position a lot. They always drop into the position where you can feed the ball into feet. A lot of people tend to think through balls are the way forward in FIFA, and through balls are quite effective. But I've been playing clubs with KSI, Calfreezy and A9 skills a lot recently, And we play our best football when we just use A passes or X passes on PS3 and just keep the possession, keep the ball into feet every time, and don't use the through balls. Obviously there's going to be a few occasions where the through ball is going to be useful, but for the most part, like there, a through ball was hella useful because Agbonlahor was through, ends up falling into Sturridge. But for the most part, if you're playing a defensive team especially, you're never going to get in behind them. Like this guy, his defence is so high up the field that through ball to Sturridge was the most sensible thing I could have done. But if you got a team that plays either 5 defenders or defensive or ultra defensive, you've got the ability to just pass your way up the field because they're going to be dropping back and dropping off you every single time. If you'd like to see a little bit more about the tactical attacking side of things, let me know in the comment section, because believe it or not, I know they were just some silly arrows and circles at the start of this video, but this has taken me hours to edit. I'm really terrible with the editing and stuff, and I hope you guys appreciate what I've tried to do and all that kind of business. But yeah guys, I'm currently at 42-0 after this game. No wait, 43-0 after this game, yep. And I'm dominating teams. Like this team is a lot of fun to play with, and I know it's a sweaty team, and I know I have scored a couple of cutbacks, but in general, like, I have so much fun playing with this team for the simple fact that it's very fun to play with. I suppose the only thing I would change about this team is to add a few more 5-star skillers in, and I'm contemplating swapping out Walcott for Ben Arfa, and even possibly getting in Taarabt instead of James Milner. I didn't really want to change much of the team. I didn't really want to change the team at all because I wanted to show you guys that I can use an overpowered team and win a hell of a lot of games. But I think considering the record's 43-0 and we're moving on to 44-0 in this game, I think I've proved pretty much that this team is unstoppable. Because, not unstoppable because I have lost to 1 subscriber, but it's very good. And so I'm going to ask you guys to put in the comment section whether or not you would like to see me swap out a couple of the players just for the 5-star skillers, just so we can make the goals a little bit more interesting. Obviously they're not going to be incredibly more interesting because there's only 3 5-star skillers on the field then. But yeah, I want to take your advice on that, guys, because I definitely don't want to just go ahead and do it, and you know that would somewhat defeat the purpose, because it's about a win streak with one, or well, I've got 2 teams here. But yeah, just going back to the outlet ball again, guys, right there where I had the ball in defence, I could have passed that back to the keeper and not conceded the goal, but I tried to turn and play one of the other defenders or strikers or whatever, and end up losing the ball and end up conceding. And silly little mistakes like that. Look at that, Sturridge chipping the ball to himself. That was actually a chip shot, guys. It was just terrible. But yeah, putting yourself in bad situations is one thing that people really should stop doing. And just one more time again, proving that this outlet ball works. Look at that ball straight into Agbonlahor. I've got now 5 players in the box. I could have squared that. I could have taken a finesse shot around the keeper. I went for the ball roll, went for a cheeky little finish with Agbonlahor, and I end up going on to win this game 6-1. So this was a pretty good episode in terms of the teams that I beat. There's some crazy good teams in there. That guy that had like the French team with the team of the season players, and the one guy that had the purple Ramos and stuff. And it just goes to show that with a good team and a little bit of an overpowered team and some good tactical knowledge of FIFA, you can go on crazy win streaks and win loads of games. But I want to thank you all very much for watching this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. It has taken me an awful long time to put this episode together, longer than usual, and we're currently stand at a 44-0-0 record. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.